By Dotec Audio, we get a new plugin called DeeDoubler. That's exactly the purpose of this plugin. It's a vocal doubler available for Windows and Mac in different formats, also AAX for Pro Tools. This plugin allows you to add a doubling effect to vocals mostly. It will make the vocals sound with a type of chorusing or delay effect that will make it bigger. It's very simple to use with the amount or the mix knob and the delay, the amount of doubling effect. Let's listen to some audio examples.
合わせて歌えばこんな音に変えることできる
The next freebie on the list by the company AugustRose Audio. This is the Growler, a bass guitar plugin to give you a very metal sound. It distorts the sound of the bass. This plugin is available for Mac and PC. So this is the thickest of thick bass tones, right? Pretty cool. You can add two types of distortion, and you have also a couple of controls for the equalization, and you have also impulse responses. I actually tested this plugin here on the channel as well. Let's listen to it. Clean bass. Let's add it. Yeah, more like it. That's more like it. Less distortion, more distortion. Yeah, it could work for rock or metal bass tones as well. By SMAO LAB, it was released this cap simulator called Miko 2. This is the new version, and it includes a free version that includes one cabinet, a Mesa oversized cabinet with 4 microphones that you can select. And this is a pretty cool cabinet simulator where you can create impulses, and you can customize in a very, very complete way your guitar sound in the cap section. You can change the mic positions, and you can see even the EQ curve that it creates, changing those microphone positions. And let's listen to some audio examples here quickly. Changes the EQ curve, right? Yeah, and you can do this in real time, and you can pretty much when you're mixing a song or you are choosing your guitar sound, you can use it in real time to hear what's best for the music, what fit the best. Next freebie on the list, it was released this awesome clipper by Kazrog, a limited edition, or like a much smaller version of the KClip by them, but this one it doesn't have a limited promotion or something. It's free forever for you to clip the peaks, very important in the mix. And I actually released a video where I show this clipper in action, and I show you how to use clippers in your music productions to control the dynamics. It's available for both platforms, Windows and Mac. Let's listen to some audio examples here on these drums. Peaks. And you have the peaks of the drums and the clipper. Right. So now you will control those peaks, and you're not gonna like overload maybe the limiter or something, and by controlling the peaks and transients. Also, this plugin can introduce saturation when used more hard. Moving on with the next freebies by Green Oak. A couple of plugins were released, effect VSTs. First we have the Cesium, I don't know how that's pronounced, but this is a cool chorus plugin. Also, this one is available for Windows and Mac. The other one as well, the Tungsten, very cool delay with a twist. awesome delay character of this plugin. I actually tested this couple of freebies here on the channel as well, and both of these plugins are available for both platforms. Let's listen to some audio examples first of the chorus here on vocals.
Says we can change this. This is our time to break this
spread.
down. No more excuses.
All right, the delay also, let's check it out here on vocals.
More excuses.
It freezes also. Has a
No
freeze.
more excuses.
Right.
We can change this. This is our time to break this down.
Analog Obsession released also some days ago this cool equalizer called GrapHack. This is an EQ inspired in the API American equalizer, right? Legendary piece of gear. This EQ though has a cool twist where each separate band of EQ also can be used as saturation for that specific band. I actually tested this plugin here on the channel, and it's available for Windows and Mac, and also available for Pro Tools users, like mostly of the Analog Obsession plugins these days. Let's listen to it here on these guitars. Let's add some saturation in the highs. Red and yellow is the saturation, these buttons, and when you switch to white, it's the EQ. By Waves Factory, not Waves Audio, right? This is another company. Waves Factory released this transient shaper called Flash with attack, sustain, and cool thing is that it has a mid-side functionality, so you can like change the attack and sustain of the mid image of the center of your mix, or of the sides as well. So pretty cool and pretty interesting, that function. I haven't tested this plugin yet here on the channel. It would be cool to do it. And yeah, let's listen to some audio examples of this. It's available for both platforms as well, and also AAX plugins format. Let's listen to it. Okay, more attack, less sustain. Okay. By Linda Audio, we get a new guitar plugin, pretty cool. Fuzz distortion, very versatile. I actually also tested this plugin here on the channel on a video on some guitars. It can be used pretty cool in like together with a guitar amplifier, or can be used also by itself. You need a cabinet emulator or impulse response loader to put in front or after this plugin. It sounds great. It includes a graphic equalizer here, and it has a very cool and very pleasant distortion. Let me show you this example here. On these guitars, it's available only for Windows though. Okay, before +2. Also, let's check it out with an amp. This saturation plugin was released by SMAO LAB. This plugin is called Yamatube, It adds warm saturation to the sound, and yeah, it's available for both platforms. I'm sorry, 3 platforms, Linux as well. It's included here. Let's check out some audio examples. Okay, plugin is on. Of course, you're probably gonna have to level match the input and output, right? To not hear this spike in the volume. Next up, we have this cool saturator by Sampleson. This one is called OverHeat. And I was listening to some audio examples that we're gonna check out in a moment. And this is a pretty cool, warm, harmonically rich analog saturator, right? I thought it was pretty cool. Maybe I am gonna download it and test it for myself, but judging by this demos, it sounds great. It's available also for both platforms, right? Windows and Mac in 64-bit. And yeah, let's listen to some audio examples of this. Okay, in a drum kit. More saturation. Color. By Nembrini Audio, we get this cool Big Muff emulation. This one is called Big Stuff Harmonic Distortion. I actually tested this plugin here on the channel on guitars and also on bass. This plugin is available for both platforms, Windows and Mac, and also for iOS devices. Alrighty, so let's listen to some audio examples here on these guitars. Alright, so this plugin can be before an amplifier, before an impulse response. But on this video, I'm using it without an actual amp. I'm using just the plugin and an impulse response. Fatter. By Analog Obsession, it was released some days ago, this awesome multi-band compressor limiter called KolinMB. This is a vintage limiting amplifier, the Kolin. And this is an evolution for that. The other one was only compressor limiter in general. This is a multi-band with lows, mids, and highs, right? With tons of control in each band. And I actually tested this plugin here on the channel a bit more in depth. I'm going to show you some audio examples off of that, as all of the Analog Obsession plugins available for Windows and Mac in 64-bit. And you can support the developer here on Patreon if you want, but this plugin it's available for free. All right, so let's take a listen here. Right, controlling the low end here, 2 or 3 decibels, like 200 hertz and below. Solaris, one of my favorites as well, by Szabo. This is an amazing ethereal reverb effect plugin available only for Windows. Yeah, 32 and 64. Amazing stuff, right? The pre-delay is pretty cool as well. by Davisynth was released this cool spiral delay plugin. I actually tested also this plugin here on the channel. This spiral delay has a very cool twist. This twist rate that it's here, you will create some ping pong effects, but it will make them a bit unpredictable, and it has a very cool character as well, where you can set the delays to be more analogy, you know, like a bit more lo-fi and stuff like that. You have different types of reverb times here, cutoff, the equalization, dry wet, mid-side, decay and stuff like that. It sounds great, and I believe it's available for both platforms. Let's check out here. Yeah, I believe Windows and Mac. Yes. Let's take a listen to some audio examples.
Long dead and gone, there is no one.
All right, mono. Okay.
Long dead and gone, there is no one. Dead and gone,
Let's check out the
there is no
ping pong.
one. There is no one. Long dead and gone. Long dead and gone, there is. Long dead and gone.
Psychedelic sounds.
Nowhere to run.
Our friends at the Modern Metal Songwriter as website, you can grab for free this awesome, one of my favorites, Fuzz distortion pedal. It's not specified if it's an emulation or something. It looks like the Rat or something like that, maybe by the design, but it's definitely worth taking a look. It's great. I actually tested this plugin here on the channel, and it works. This Fuzz distortion works pretty cool, not only in guitars but also on vocals and drums and bass, if you want to distort it as well with this cool Fuzz distortion. Let me show you an audio example here of a video I did last week. Super fat, cool. Great, sounds great before the amp. Yeah, it's before the guitar amp, right? By Fractal Audio was released this brand new impulse response loader, the SMAO LAB 4, powerful impulse response loader and mixer with the capability of aligning manually the phase of the different impulses, up to 4 impulses that can be added within this interface, and you can blend different impulse responses. If they are out of phase, you can align them, and I believe a very, very powerful tool that this plugin has. And also another powerful tool is the auto gain functionality that it's built in, like by default in the plugin, where if you blend several impulses, the output remains the same. The relative volume remains the same, right? It doesn't change the volume if you move down or up the different impulses in the mixer. I actually tested this plugin here on the channel a bit more in depth, and it's available for Windows, for Mac as a VST plugin, and for Mac as well, and also as a standalone version. All right, so yeah, I have a full video about it. Go ahead and check it out. Native Instruments and iZotope are giving away for free. It's the Ozone 11 EQ. It's like one module of the full suite from iZotope, right? The new mastering plugin Ozone 11. So the EQ section of that full suite, you can have it. It's a parametric equalizer that works great for mixing and mastering. It includes some awesome features in this 11 version, the delta mode, also the transient and sustain mode, which is like the eventide split EQ right? Where you can EQ the transient, the peaks, and separately EQ the tails and yeah, the sustain of the elements, right? So I actually released a video where I show the features of this plugin and also show you how to get it, how to install it and activate it, right? So if you want, you can go ahead and check it out here on the channel as well. Jump Audio just released a new plugin, a new clipper plugin. It's called Crispy Clip Lite, and with very ease of use and very simple controls, very effective. And I actually tested this plugin also here on the channel yesterday. So also the other plugins, lighter versions of their plugins are also permanently for free, right? But this is the new one, Crispy Clip Lite, sorry. So let's check it out here on bass. Start here, the ceiling using this. There, okay, starts to clip. Let's now check out the meters. -12, -11, -10. It's not gonna pass. I recommend you checking this video out because I talk about the importance of using clippers throughout the mix. I talk a bit more in depth about that topic using this clipper. Slate Digital released the heat wave saturation compressor and EQ in one knob. I actually tested this plugin here on the channel some days ago. It's a very simple to use, only one knob, but very effective and cool saturator for drums, bass, vocals, stuff like that. And yeah, the license is perpetually. You need internet to use it. But even though the free promotion expires, the plugin will remain in your account perpetually. Let's take a listen to some audio examples here. Let's increase. Okay. Hear the saturation on the kick drum especially. Before. Yeah, it also cleans up the low mid area in a nice way, removing some muddiness and stuff like that. Klanghelm released this awesome spring reverb called Tense Junior, a lighter version of a more complete plugin. This one is available for Windows and Mac, and it features a beautiful sounding spring reverb with decay, pre-delay, also EQ section, mono or stereo, and a mix control. I actually tested this plugin here on the channel some days ago. Let's hear it. You know, completely dry. Let's start to add some wetness. Some Signal Perspective released this awesome modulation and delay plugin called Trail Bender. I didn't find any audio examples, but it's great. I was testing this plugin some days ago, and it's an amazing delay with modulation, chorusing, stuff like that. So yeah, pretty cool. It includes 3 modules or 3 sections. Yeah, the bass time first, the modulation, the feedback, and the dry wet, and some advanced controls on each one of the modules or sections, right? This plugin is available for Windows and Mac. Birdom Audio released some days ago the vocal compressor. Pretty cool compressor. Very simple to use in case that you don't know a lot of attack release and you don't want to mess around with that a lot. This is a plugin that will compress the vocal in a very simple way with this compressor. Control the trim, and also this plugin, I was reading some of your comments that it could be a very good free alternative to the RVox by Waves Audio, a highly used plugin in the industry, right? So yeah, it does a great job. I actually tested here on the channel. And so let's take a listen to some audio examples, right?
I feel it taking over.
Right, you can compress and trim at the same time, and then
these skills mean everything. It's necessary.
yeah, it leaves the vocal finalized in a very simple and quick way. Cymatics released a brand new plugin, effect plugin, this December. This is the Memory Analog Chorus, a vintage effects plugin for instant emotion and feeling. This plugin, besides adding like chorusing effect, a bit of like it creates also a type of lo-fi, and also a bit of adds some imperfections like fluctuations in the audio and stuff like that. Take a listen to this audio example so you get it better. Before
to sounding like this.
Right, it spreads the
Man,
signal also in the stereo
I'm
spectrum,
excited.
right?